Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jaleesa Jaikaran and I'm a makeup artist living in New York City. So I have had a lot of people ask me about my portfolio. How did I go about building it? What should I do to have a print portfolio? Should I get a printed one? What should I do? What should I do? Today we're going to be talking about my print portfolio. Now, I will not recommend you have a print portfolio at all, but I wanted to just share. I've had it now for a while. I wanted to share my entire experience with it, and then why you definitely don't need one anymore, but it's the same process because you still want to, the way that you go about building it, the way that you go about putting it together, it's kind of the same way, it's just the format has changed. So if you want to hear a little bit more about that, keep on watching. Just a quick backstory. If you guys don't know, hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Jaleesa. I am a full-time makeup artist. I used to work for MAC, and I moved to New York in 2013. In 2013, print portfolios still existed. I, was taught by mentors and things like that. Print portfolios was still a thing at that time, kind of like finally getting away from print portfolios. For me, I still went ahead and did one, and I finally got mine together maybe 2 years ago or a year. Maybe 2 years ago I put together my print portfolio and I don't really use it anymore. I have updated it, but my first actual portfolio was just like this thing from Michaels that had clear pages in it. The purpose of a print portfolio is to have all your work at the same place, and if you go to a meeting with an agency, stylist, whatever kind of creative relationship, and you want to show off your work, like this is what I can do, this is my experience, look at my range. That was the reason for a print portfolio. It was a big thing. I've gone to agencies, I've seen other print portfolios, and even models sometimes used to walk around with their books, and it shows like their range. And so it's the same thing for a makeup artist. You want to show your best in the beginning, the okay-ish things in the middle, and then you want to finish off with a bang. Now, I'm just going to show you some pictures that I took out of my portfolio, and then we're going to go through my actual portfolio. Now, I use this like a coffee table book in my living room, and that's pretty much where it lives. And plus, it's heavy and it's big, and I don't want to carry it around. And I actually was told, like, I've been to agency meetings and someone's like, oh my god, this is amazing, you have a print portfolio. And then others were like, this is kind of dinosaur, don't bring it. And no shade, but no, so I don't regret doing it at all, even though it did cost me a lot of money. I mean, I'll get more money, right? So let's get started finally. So just as a disclaimer, there are many different paths you can take in the makeup industry, whether you're a bridal artist, special effects, film and TV, beauty, fashion, and I'm going to be speaking on the perspective of beauty and fashion. I am not really into film. I've done a lot of TV stuff, and bridal I do here and there. So the things that you would do to have a book is very different. Having a print portfolio or actual portfolio website is like, I'm speaking on my experience and my forte. So even if you have questions, you could let me know below. But I'm gonna first start off with some pictures that I took out of my book, and these pictures are about literally maybe 3 years old, or 3 years old, maybe a little bit more than 3 years old, and this is just the best images that I had at the time, so they went into my book. This is one, and this is this makeup I did. This was for a magazine. It was kind of like a smoky eye situation. Really thought this girl looked like Taylor Swift for real. Forgot her name though. This one, I really just don't want this light to mess this up. This one, and then this one actually was a editorial from last year. So and it's so crazy because even I don't have an iPad right now, but I use my sister's. And I've been just using my print portfolio, but now it's been retired to my coffee table. But this was last year, so I kind of stopped using my print portfolio like very recently because I kind of liked it. But this is an editorial. So now we're gonna go through my actual portfolio, and I'm gonna explain why I put things the way that I did, and then I'll not necessarily a backstory on each one, but so this is what it looks like. Has my name engraved in it, Jaleesa Jaikaran. I bought this at House of Portfolios in New York, like a veteran business. Everybody knows about them. Really good service, everything like that. And the portfolio comes with you can order like a certain amount of pages, and you can always like take them out and you can rearrange them however you need to. So this is what the first picture looks like. And if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I don't know why you don't, but I do a lot of beauty, and I haven't rearranged this in a while because I have like things that have come out and things that are coming out that I probably, if I were to update this, which I'm not, I would put them in here as opposed to some of the things that I have. But I digress. This is some more beauty, double page. I can't really, I hope you saw that because I can't see. Maybe I should scoot on this side a little. Oh. All right. This is an editorial, a beauty editorial I did early last year. And actually people like still repost this all the time. That's what that looks like. Actually, I really love those pictures. And I use MAC for that shoot. This is a really old one. Did this in 2015. Kept it because it looked very lifestyle. That's not something that I have a lot of in my book. These images I shot in LA. So a lot of them are like clean beauty images, which is my like focus. I do have some creative like beauty editorials, but a lot of them are like super clean and a variation of what clean means. This one was called Beauty Tools. And then top of the fingers were dripped in gold. This girl's brows were everything. Oh, this is like probably the oldest thing I have in my book. The green one was like Kat Von D reposted it, and because I did that liner like at the end of the shoot because I was like, shit, I'm gonna use this new liner. It was like right after the makeup show. And it actually ended up turning out like really good. But this is what it looks like. That's the purple version, and I was really impressed because I used Black Opal's liquid foundation in this for this shoot, and it turned out pretty well. I might have probably mixed it. I hope you saw that. Yeah, there we go. I might have probably mixed it, but it was definitely Black Opal. And you know, Black Opal, I only right now carry the cream in my kit, but it was the liquid that I used. And that was the end of that editorial. Next is Clean Beauty, and these are some of my favorite images in my book. They still live on my website, and this is what it looks like. And there's a difference between clean makeup and neutral makeup. Like, you know, clean beauty or natural beauty is not the same. Clean beauty is like fresh. Natural beauty might be, this is my definitions, like natural and neutral are different things. Like if you say, oh, I want a neutral look, it's neutral browns, but you still might want a lot of makeup. And then when you say clean beauty, it's like it looks like they don't have any makeup on, like no makeup pretty much. That's what that looks like. And we're almost done actually. This is an image I shot late last year. And same girl, different makeup. I think I use this new brand called, I use a lot of this stuff from Ilia Beauty. My friend Crystal, she's actually a Trinidadian model. Pretty dope. I use MAC pigments on the eyes. And these are images of Harriet Paul. It's actually a model, Maybelline girl. Love that. And sometimes, you know, when you're first testing, you might have a lot of black and white pictures, which is annoying, but if you have too much. But it's good to have, you know, 1 or 2 pictures in black and white, because sometimes you might do makeup for an editorial or whatever the case is, and they might change the pictures to black and white. And I mean, there's nothing you can do about it. So if that's what the style and the vibe is, then that's what it is. But just as a makeup artist, make sure you create enough that you have the accurate depiction of what you can do. Like, you have clean stuff, you have creative stuff, whatever your lane is, you have things that represent what you can do. This was a editorial that I did for L'Officiel Singapore. It was shot in Queens, actually, New York. Hope you saw that. This is like my favorite image. So amazing. She was great. And these last ones, this one was for, oh god, oh, Elle. This was Elle magazine, and this is also one of my favorite like pictures ever. And then the last one, I just put this in. I didn't like rearrange this or whatever, but I just put this at the end because I didn't want it to be blank. But this was one of my actual other favorite makeup from another issue of Elle. I think it was Elle Serbia. And that is it. And then at the end here, I just had like a little card that like have my information and stuff on it. And I just stuffed that in there, and you could put comp cards or whatever it is, resumes, whatever you needed. So just to like bring all of that into perspective, when you are just starting out and you don't have the images that you want to have, don't be discouraged. When I used to live in Trinidad, I would drool, like I literally lived online. I would drool at because I used to work for Mac. So, you know, we would go to Update, which was like Update, if for those who are not familiar, Update is like a month or 3 months, or it wasn't monthly, it was like every 3 months, quarterly. We would go and they'll show us the new trends, things that's coming out, and then they'll show us videos backstage and like all that was happening. So I was always like, oh my god, like look at this person backstage, that senior artist, and like look at these images. Like I was really inspired by Update book and like the things that they were creating and everything that went into it. And for me, it's like, damn, I don't have any of those things. Like I don't, you know, and sometimes you kind of feel down because you're like, I know I could do this makeup, but I don't have the people that will shoot this for me. And I think the biggest tip that I can give you is find somebody that is on the same level as you. So if you have a friend who's like just starting photography or just really getting into it, I would suggest that you pair up with this person and say, hey, like let's shoot, let's create, you know, because testing is something that you do for everybody to get images. There's no paying unless it's like a paid test and somebody's using the images for something. But if you have somebody that you could collaborate with and grow with, I think that's the best advice that I could give you. I have a friend, he never used to shoot color, he never used to want to shoot beauty, and we work together like literally like a couple of times a month now. He shot beauty that's in this book, and he's amazing and I'm very proud of him. Yeah, and I've known him before he was doing any of those things. So you know, you might want to reach out to somebody who's doing all these magazines and all these different things, but you have to remember that if you are just starting out, then this person may not want to use you. They might want to use someone that's more established. And not to say that you're not talented or you can't do it, but what I will also suggest is creating your own mood boards. Something that really helped me was to not just to approach a team or photographer. So let's say you go on Model Mayhem, which was, I don't know if that's still a thing, but let's just say you go on Model Mayhem, or let's say you slide in somebody's Instagram DMs. I still always prefer email, but if you, let's say you slide in somebody's Instagram emails, instead of just hitting somebody up and being, hey, oh my god, I love your work, or like just commenting, oh my god, I would love to work with you, under their picture, it's not really like, to me it's just like, why? Like why would I want to work with you, you know? So what I would suggest is that you go and you find your own inspiration. You come up with your own mood boards. When I was just starting out, I was still working at Mac, and I'm talking about starting out, and I was living in New York. I would go to the library and I will like do some research, which is like something I still create my own mood boards, but like go to the library, walk around and come up with my own mood boards and like a story behind it. Because what I also always remembered is that when Mac came up with a collection, there was always a story behind it. And even though you might say, oh well, I just want to do clean beauty, like I don't need a mood board, you still need a mood board because the entire shoot has a vibe. Is it going to have a white background? Is it going to have a gray background? What are the type of poses? What kind of vibe? Is it like nude? Is it going to be nude background? Are you going to do like a flush of like just contour on the cheeks, or is it just going to be clean and fresh? Is it going to be like a Dove commercial, or is it going to be like a Pantene commercial? Like, think about those two things. They are very, very different, although both of them will be clean. Like, you might have clean with some big hair or clean with just hair pulled back. You know, there's so much different things, and as a makeup artist, you don't want to just be like, oh hi, love your work, can we shoot together? Like, why? So I would suggest that you offer something of value. If you have a friend or somebody else that you know linked with and said, hey, like I would love to work with you, I want to build my portfolio, and would you like to collaborate and like for us to get these images, you say, right, you're dope, I'm dope, let's like get this going. So you let the photographer know, hey, I have a mood board and I'm open to your ideas as well, but I have, you know, something of value to offer, and I also have a hairstylist that I can like help. Because what people do is like, oh, I love to work with you, but they don't really take into consideration that a shoot takes time and it takes also money. So if you want the photographer to use his space for him to find a model, to book hair, and you just want to come and do makeup, then how is he benefiting from that? You know, yes, you could probably do amazing makeup, but there's also other people that can do amazing makeup. So I think you really need to get clear on what it is you want. So you can say, okay, I need clean, I need something with a red lip, I need something with a liquid liner, I need to do classic beauty. Like, I sometimes go on my website and I scroll through and I'm like, what's missing? And sometimes it may not be like, it may not happen immediately. Like, I wanted some macro beauty stuff for the longest while, and some of that only happened late last year, but I knew what I wanted, and I have mood boards sitting, and sometimes I create a mood board and I'm like, no longer like this, and I trash it, you know? So when you're building your portfolio, just know what it is you want, how you want your work to be depicted, and even if you don't have a photographer to work with, and you just have a camera and friends and family, still call them, bring them in and do makeup on them and do the looks, and then capture those looks. And then either if you could keep it in your phone, you know, you can say, okay, I want to do like a macro, let me practice that. You take a picture with your phone and then you crop it and you keep it in your phone, and then, or you could post it on social media. And mind you, social media is not your new portfolio. You still need a website, but that's a whole nother conversation. But you have examples of your work, so you can look back and say, okay, hey, I need to work on that, hey, this looks good. And then in a year, and then in 2 years, listen, time is gonna fly. Like, I just made 5 years in New York and I'm just like, what? And I spent 5 years at Mac, overlapping the time I was in New York. So it's crazy. But anyways, I think I'm wrapped. So no, to print portfolios, they are a thing of the past. You would want to show your work if you're going on a meeting, or you have some pictures that you think, hey, I'm going to meet with this new photographer, like, here is my work, this is, you know, I can accurately show you, it's easier, you don't have to pay for printing. My printing really wasn't that expensive because I did it at Adorama, which is pretty affordable. It's a photo store in New York. And yeah, so I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any questions at all about any of these makeups or any questions about portfolios, building your portfolio. And again, if you are new to this channel or me, hi, follow me on Instagram, and you can also like slide in my DMs there, or you can simply leave a comment here. We'll talk to you guys in the next video. Bye.